How are we getting on, folks? Look I suppose overall the past couple of days we've done fairly well for ourselves. Punchestown turned out to be a bit of a success. We had three winning bets altogether. It wasn't necessarily the best of days I've ever had in Punchestown, but overall it still turned out a fairly healthy profit. I suppose today with the patron group, it definitely was a very, very good day for not necessarily my pick, but for Ryan and Dean's selections altogether. Dean obviously getting a 3-1 winner, Ryan getting a 7-1 winner, and an 11-2 place. He actually tipped up an each way double, so that turned out to be a very, very nice payday for the patron followers. I'll leave a link in the description below for those who want to get on board. But I suppose we may as well kick on with Tramore tomorrow. Now, before people, I suppose, go head over heels with the way we've been going, say for the new followers, Tramore it's not necessarily my best strike rate. If you are going to be having a bet, I would be suggesting very, very small stakes. I wouldn't be going mad whatsoever, but overall, it's definitely a good day for, I suppose, hopefully profitable punting. There's no odds-on horse here tomorrow, so that's definitely a great, great sign. All we need is maybe one or two to come in, and we're in profit anyway. First of all, though, the 12.30, we are going to go with Willie Mullins' charge here now. Cavallino at 3-1 certainly looks to be... It's an interesting one. I'm not necessarily too gone on Enemy Public. It's just turning out to be a bit of a frustrating horse to follow. In terms of punting wise, I definitely wouldn't be going head over heels in at, I think the price is in around 13-8, 6-4. So it just doesn't necessarily jump out as being real great value for me. Cavallino was 8 on debut, wasn't necessarily given the hardest a race, and this particular track is known as Willie Mullins' playground. He loves to get his winners around here. It's definitely a nice stepping stone for bigger and better things. I don't think Cavallino is going to be going to Cheltenham, but I definitely think, look, it's worthy of taking a chance, and I suppose there's more going for it than most. Let's just say, like, it wasn't necessarily given a hard race on debut. Enemy Public's a bit exposed now at this stage, and I definitely think Cavallino will be one of the more likelier ones, I suppose, to overturn it, should things play in its favour. Moving on into the 1 o'clock, we are going to go with an each way shout here now. This one here is a very, very tricky race, although I think Arakan, is the well fancied one in this one for Liam Cusack and Dennis O'Regan. I'm staying clear of it. I'm going to go with De Benet at 10-1 as an each way shout here now in this one. I certainly wouldn't be going head over heels with this one now. It's just more so, it looks like it's starting to get back into form. The last time it won was off a long layoff of victories when we won in Clonmel heavy ground last time out. It's a similar enough track. It's a bit flatter. Tramore is more so than Clonmel, but it's hard to know. I certainly wouldn't have too much confidence in this race. It's a very tricky race to call, but I think the ground is going to pay to Debonet's favours tomorrow. I definitely would be suggesting, if you are having a bet, to go each way at 10-1. I think the last run in Thurles, I think it ran a very, very considerable good race, considering it was, I suppose, out of the handicap and everything else like that. Now, the last time it won, it was £2 lower than what it is now tomorrow, but I still think it has a fair shout at an each way price. I think it certainly will run a good race, and I suppose put it up to the shorter price horses here now. I just don't really like Ari Khan being backed in so much. The fact that Dennis O'Regan is riding for Liam Cusack. Moving on then to the 125 or the 135. I think it's the 135. We are going to go with Bohemian Birch as our nap of the day here for the free tips. This one here is coming in at a price of 5-4. It's meeting Aaron's Benefit, who granted has the experience and is coming from a local track, but I think saying that, she still needs to find plenty more improvement to beat the likes of Bohemian Birch now tomorrow. The fact that, look at Willie Mullins does so well with his horse's first time out over hurdles, the fact that it is coming from a winning bumper, and it beat a fairly confident, I suppose, bumper horse for Gordon Elliott that particular day in Sligo. It was a very impressive winner that particular day. I think potentially this horse could be well in, and I think Aaron's Benefit is slightly exposed more so than this Bohemian Birch. We don't know what Bohemian Birch is going to be like over hurdles. She could be a superstar, but I definitely think she has a serious chance. Hopefully, anyway. The form with cost a lot more, although she was about 60 lengths behind that particular day. It has been boosted by cost a lot more. I think it was in Limerick that particular day. Whereas Aaron's Benefit, it's just, the form hasn't really stood up more so than the likes of Bohemian Birch, and therefore 5-4 looks to be, look at it, it's double your money. I think it surely has to be worth a shout coming from Willie Mullins. Moving on then to the 205, we are going to go with Silkworm at 6-1 as an each way shout here now. For me, it's not necessarily more so trying to find a winner here, but trying to find the best value. Amor Vidaro, I think that's the name here now for Gordon Elliott. It was, I think, 8 lengths behind it that particular day, but it's meeting it again. I think Amor Vidaro or Veridaro, whatever you call it, that's currently going off at 9-2 or 9-4. Sorry. Favourite, whereas this Silkworm is going off as 6-1 each way. Look at, it's coming from Liz Dial, or is it Liz Dial? It's either Liz Dial or Ellen Marie Holden. One of the two anyway. I think James O'Sullivan was on board, £7 claimer. But look at overall, when you're backing and looking for the best value more so than anything else, I think 6-1 to find a little bit more improvement, to get a little bit closer to more Veridaro or whatever the Gordon Elliott horse is here. I think it's a little bit interesting. I definitely think it will find the improvement necessarily to put it up to this particular favourite. Moving on into the 240, we are going to go with the patron tip now for tomorrow. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's certainly got a great chance according to the jockey. Overall, I definitely think it's well worth getting behind. To, I suppose, to see what it is, you can either go over to the patron account. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. We're currently 9 days in succession in profit. I think it's over 30 pints, 31 or 32 pints in profit now, since we started up 9 days ago. For a tenner a month, we're certainly well beyond our expectations in terms of where we can go with this particular profit loss margin. We're certainly well and truly safe for a long time anyway. We could go on a string of losers and we're still in profit. But I certainly think that this particular horse, and it's more than myself think it, that this particular horse is going to take some beating now tomorrow. Moving on then to the 310. We are going to go with the next best of the free tips here now tomorrow. Crack on Corrie 2-1. It's certainly got to be a good thing. It's very well very unexposed over chasing fences. It was a very easy winner last time out in Clonmel. It's been stepped up in trip, which I definitely think is going to suit it plenty more. It's just going to, I suppose, slow the horse running now tomorrow and just make it more of a stamina test. I certainly think the ground is going to be in her favour tomorrow, and she is definitely on a very lenient mark considering the way she won last day. I think that she is definitely going to take some stopping, and 2-1 definitely looks to be great value. Finally then, the last race of the day, the 340, we are going to go with King's Keeper here now for Henry de Bromhead, I think it is, and there's some £7 claimer. I can't remember who it is, to be perfectly honest with you. Emma Toomey actually it is. Currently going off around even money. This one here definitely looks to be the best in form, and it looks to be the most likely winner. The fact that it is even money is certainly looks to me to be a giveaway. I don't think there's anything in this field that's going to stop it tomorrow. If there is, it's certainly gone under the eyes of the bookmakers, which are certainly all for this King's Keeper now tomorrow. Hopefully, anyway, it's going to produce the goods and certainly get us onto onto the back of a winner. Hopefully, anyway. Like I said, don't go too mad in Tramore tomorrow. It's certainly one of my worst tracks. I call it the second punter's graveyard, along with Dundalk. But overall, we might have a good day. Hopefully, anyway. The fact that we're in such good form certainly does bring about a bit of hope and bring about, I suppose, potential profit more so than anything else. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. We're getting very, very close to the 300 subscribers now. We're definitely making a good push for the 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully we'll be able to get there by another, hopefully, month or 2 months' time. For those who want to join the Patreon, like I already said, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It's a tenner a month. Please feel free to do so. It's a reoccurring charge at the start of every month. One person tried to pay for it in advance, but it just doesn't work like that. If you want to unsubscribe, you can do so by just cancelling the subscription, and that's the end of that. Nobody's forced. It's either for you or against you. So it's certainly, if it's something that you'd like to get involved and help the Irish race an hour, I suppose, build and get better more so than waiting around for things to happen, it's certainly definitely well worth getting behind. I'm going to leave it there though. Thanks very much. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you're going to be getting on board with the bets tomorrow, the very best of luck.